All right. Greetings, Gideon's Garage volunteers. This is Matt Duran, and welcome to the Summer-Fall 2026 Safety Briefing. Again, for the routine for every 6 months, review this briefing and send an email to Joel Mason. You have the email there provided, and we're looking for 3 things scattered throughout this presentation are 3 dad cars from TV shows. Please provide those 3 in your email. Also, any desired service positions you want while volunteering at Gideon's Garage. Also, a statement stating that you agree to the procedures and policies. Some special reminders we have is to use the sign-in log. That sign-in log is in a notebook located by the computer. That's just to the right of the entrance between the garage itself and the waiting area. Make sure you wear your swag. If you have it, you paid good money for it, and if you didn't, it was given to you for free. I want to give kudos to Mr. Salas, who provided his artistic talent and expertise there, so just want to give you kudos, Tony. Gideon's Garage trailer. That trailer is not meant to be driven with the front wheel. That front wheel is attached by a pin. If you're going to use it, we ask that you go ahead and load it up to your hitch. Once actually connected, raise that wheel. There's a pin that releases, remove the wheel, put that wheel in the safety, well, it's not safety bin, but in the bin that's in the trailer, and use that same pin to put the lock at the top. See Craig Stevens or Joel Mason if you need lift sign off as well. All right, access. Only Farley members can get 24/7 access. If you are going to be in the garage, we ask that it always have a member present. We also use the No Man Works Alone. That's for safety. If for any reason, hopefully it never happens, you're injured and you can't reach a phone or get safety, the buddy can go ahead and reach for help. We ask that you provide the safety training briefing, and that's just to be done every 6 months. The combination changes every 6 months. And complete the sign-in log. We do ask that you do that. That's just for safety and for accountability. The bathroom key is available. It's located at that same entry door that's between the 2 buildings. Just look for the big wrench. Can't miss it. And be aware also that sometimes during the cold months that the bathroom may be winterized. All right, here's the first dad car, the Ward Cleaver's 1963 Plymouth Fury. Again, that's from Leave It to Beaver, so go ahead and put that in your notes or in your draft email. All right, personal protection equipment. This one's important. I'm going to kind of read through it just because you guys are my top priority. Without you guys, we're pretty much useless. Entry door, eye wash station, safety glasses, and rubber apron. Again, that's that same entrance door between the 2 buildings. The brown cabinets that has all the gloves, and each bay has hand wipes. That's just for cleanliness. Bay 3 entry door has the fire extinguisher. Also important, ask us why we know. Sink areas, that has the hand wash and the first aid kit, which is another important one to know the location of. If at any time anybody notices that any of these supplies, especially the first aid kit, are running low, please let any one of us know, me or Tony Salas or Joel Mason, and the emails are there for your convenience. All right, cleanliness. We ask that after each day or each use, you go ahead and put that electrical equipment back in its proper place. If it's a battery, we ask that you replace those into the rechargers. No vehicle or parts can be stored outside of the garage. If you drain any fluids, we ask that you don't leave those there. I would recommend using one of the pans that have the built-in spout. Drain your fluid, put it in the spout, and then use that empty container to take your fluid. I believe O'Reilly's and Advance Auto will recycle a lot of those, so we ask that you go ahead and do us a favor and go ahead and keep the garage clean and ready for, the people that are in need. No automotive fluids should be poured down the sink. We ask that you don't pour any oil down into the water system. Also, no vehicle or parts are to be stored outside of the garage, and all completed cars can be stored in any of those parking spaces that are by the dumpster. All right, second dad car, Tim Allen's Home Improvement 1933 Ford Blue Goose. Go ahead and put that in your notes or in your draft email. All right, tools. Tools, please put those back in their proper kits and places at the end of the day. Be sure to turn off that air compressor at the end of the day as well. Tools can be borrowed. We just ask that you ask Joel or myself, and we can go ahead and provide that to you as needed. Just a friendly reminder also for the torque wrenches, please set those back to 0 before placing them back into their places. That just keeps them usable. It wears out the internal spring and it makes them pretty much useless if it's kept in a load. The lift, we don't want this to be you. The scissors lift is available for anybody. You don't need training for the scissors lift. However, we do ask that you don't raise it without a load. Ask us how we know that. If you raise it without a load, you risk the possibility of being stuck in that position. This 2-post lifts, that does require a training and sign-off. And for that training, we ask that you contact Craig Stevens or Joel Mason. Also forgot to mention the manual for the scissors lift is available on the Men's Ministry website. Brake repair tips. This is one of our most common jobs, so that's one that I'm going to kind of go into detail. The very first thing when doing jobs on brakes is to open the reservoir for the brake fluid. Again, that's just to ensure that we don't overpressurize the lines. We don't want to damage the system. Some of them have e-brakes. If it is an electronic brake system, that does need to be put into service mode. Also, recently we discovered that some of these new brakes, if they're electronic, have a sensor that's provided. So those new pads have to be calibrated. So that's something to take note for next time going forward. If you buy those parts and those parts have lines that are connected to a sensor, it needs to be recalibrated. Also, it needs to be taken out of service mode once the pads and everything are installed. We ask that once everything is looking well, spin the rotors, make sure everything's properly installed. You don't want to assemble everything in your wheel and then find out that you've got to disassemble everything because something's not right. Also, when putting in your new pads, pay attention to the orientation. You want to make sure that everything's installed inner, outer correctly. Also for the tabs, those indicator tabs need to be in the correct place to have those be efficient. Also, some of the tabs for placing them in, use caution. Those don't always fit properly. Sometimes you have a set of 20. You'll have to find which one are the best match. When finished, check the brake fluid level and reinstall the reservoir cap at the end of it. We don't want that to get lost. Also, very important, pump the brake system before moving. That's just to make sure that the fluid's in the line, everything's pressurized. You want to do that before you even roll it out. You want to make sure you stop and you don't end up in the ditch behind the garage. All right, final dad car is the George Jetson 2062 flying car. Go ahead and put that also in your notes or in your draft email. All right, and that concludes the safety briefing. Again, take your notes, the 3 cars, any desired position, and just a statement saying that you abide by the rules. Send that email to Joel Mason. Again, remember to use that sign-in log, and you should receive an email reply from Joel with the new code. And contact Craig, Stephen, or Joel Mason if you want to use the 2-post lift. Now you should get access to the code. Appreciate your volunteering time. God bless.